Well, through video game technical difficulties, nothing on my end, nothing on my side this time. Your reward, everybody, for having to sit through me having to change shit a bunch of times because this game is struggling a little bit, is that we are going to sim this first season. I don't quite know what's going to happen because obviously the starting roster is dreadful, but by design with mostly younger players. We're going to see how some of these guys end up developing throughout the year. Good amount of them could get traded. We already, of course, moved on from guys like Keandre Miller to invest in draft picks instead because we knew Miller would be too expensive. But something to note as we take a look at contracts and players' deals that are coming due. Nick Hague is looking for an extension of $4.8 million, which again is 5.5% of the cap, meaning that we can hold on to him, and 6% was the highest we can go. So $5.3 million is the most that at the moment we can offer somebody for a contract. If they are looking for more than $5.3 million, we cannot have them on our team. So that is the challenge here, of course. Nice of you to do a Eugene Melnick tribute franchise. You're not wrong. So yeah, some guys like Robbie Fabry, he's a UFA. I mean, we're going to kind of base a good amount of this on performance. See how these guys do. We also still have a lot of RFAs, which is really nice. That said, I didn't mean to back out of that because Wololo has a really good point, right? We need to take a look at certain RFAs right now to see what that extension would potentially look like. Caden Primo, not a big fan of a one-year deal. I don't know if we could get him to develop enough as to where an offer sheet would actually fetch us anything worthwhile. But given that he only wants a 2-year deal, like he is not interested in term, right? So no point in talking to him. Nick Hague is also only talking about a 2-year deal. So we're going to probably have to play the long game with Hague. Jordan Harris wants a 3-year deal, which also isn't ideal. So for a good amount of these guys, it might be playing the long game. Evangelista is looking for a 3-year deal at $225, which is actually perfect. Absolutely perfect if he'll sign that. We're going to offer that to him pretty much immediately. And we'll see what his answer is. Toropchenko, we're going to wait to see about him because it's not a major signing to worry about. Wallstrom, trade for asset. He's on my team. How do I trade for the asset? He's on my team, brother. What are we doing here? Been hanging out with Reaver too much. Way too many brothers. Not too worried about Kyle McDonald. What else do we have for all expiring? Yarventi as an RFA. Only willing to do a 1-year deal. But there's pretty much no reason not to re-sign him for that out of the gates, by the way. Oh, Dylan bringing in the apple pie. Yeah, I mean, screw it. Let's just, I mean, we could probably get him on the qualifying offer, though, too. Let's wait for Yarventi. But the re-signing of Evangelista makes a lot of sense because presumably his overall is going up, and that money total could get a little bit concerning. Whereas for some of these guys that are down in the AHL right now, although Ratu is not, and he wants money already. Interesting. We could end up having some interesting negotiations, but I think we'll be okay. That brings us to captains and jerseys. Because Shane Pinto is not the captain of this team. It's Nick Hague, baby. Yeah, if you didn't know that was coming, you probably should have known. Nick Hague is the first captain of the Penny Pinchers. The letters. What do we want to go with here? I mean, Evangelista is going to be a big part of this team. We can go with the young leadership of Luke Evangelista. And we don't really have an old man. I'm seeing shouts for Cotter, Pinto, Rasmussen. We could take one off of Evangelista for now. I mean, in fairness, Luoster, you know what? Cotter, Luostarinen, they both won Stanley Cups. There you go. Veteran leadership, baby. Veteran leadership. And Evangelista is back. Beautiful. Head coach Caleb Stevens, at least for season 1. Goal for the season. He doesn't think we'll be in the playoffs. He is right. Our preseason focus will be on probably 5-on-5 as always. Could technically go for the big old strength training. I mean, 5-on-5 focused is still the one that's going to affect the attributes the most, as we've talked about. Or there's goalie focused, but let's go 5-on-5. I'm not really too worried about the deking rating. It might be better that the AI don't know how to deke. Because in game, when they actually try to deke, they are dreadful. Dreadful. So I'm, yeah, I'm concerned. All right. Waivers in effect. Now, there was an argument to maybe focus and call up, and I should have called up a couple of players. I did forget to do that. Shit, that is what it is. I was going to call up, like, Turcotte, Ratu, but also I didn't want these guys to switch from depth forwards and then have to kind of make certain changes to the lineup because of that. But in the future, yeah, we'll be calling up people again. But again, for right now, let's boost the value of some of these guys, especially like someone like Robbie Fabry, because we are probably going to trade him. As the poop mist in the background signifies the start of a new season, and I don't think we're going to have to stop all that much to make changes or anything like that. This team is pretty much locked in, set in stone. See how they do, in which the answer is going to be not great. And we're going to be focusing on the draft big time. Big time, big time. We got all those extra first-round picks that we mentioned. And it's a good first-year draft to have. But again, you start talking about some of those guys in the future, it's going to be really tough. We are going to have to, for some of these younger guys, overspend like now, right? Like if we get James Higgins in this draft, once that ELC is up, that'll be the time to sign him 8 years, however much, because once those 8 years are up, he's gone. It's going to be a short window of success. We tried to add Ratu to the wing. He is not willing to do so. That is unfortunate. But it is what it is. Shane Pinto, we also tried to add to a wing, and he has added right wing into his repertoire, which is very nice. Not that I think we'll need him at right wing, but that works for me. And the penny pinchers aren't even last in the division right now, which is shocking. Every other player said, nah, man, I'm not doing what you want me to do. They hit me with the Rage Against the Machine. So, Brown mist is definitely an unfortunate effect. I disagree. It was the intended effect. The intended. All the dust in the air from pinching those pennies together. 10, 15, and 1. Not a bad start. Caden Primo has been atrocious. Let's see how the boys have done so far. Let's see. I want to start off in goal, actually. Primo, as mentioned, has been atrocious. Gustafson's been pretty good, though. Good job, Gus. But yeah, Caden Primo, not great as a backup so far this year. Defensively, Moser, up to an 86, has 18 points. 26 games, that is very good. Drysdale is about okay-ish. Okay-ish. Now, we didn't check the power play, so maybe he doesn't have the power play time. Sandin, 11 points. That's okay. Nick Hague, 5-5. Very good from the captain. 6 points for Jordan Harris. 2 points for Samuelson, who has already lost Bouncer. I was worried about that. When you went out to Seattle, was airfare on you or EA? EA. They covered everything travel-wise. Yeah. It was literally one of those deals where it's like, hey, you're willing to go through the hassle of getting here. We'll get you here. So, thankfully, because flight costs are fucking nuts. All right, let's see. Kyle McDonald, 2 points, -5. Okay. 10 points for Ty Dellandrea. He is now a third-line checking forward. Ooh. Your Venti, 7 points on the fourth line. Flying in the U.S. is expensive. It can be. It can. I mean, flying in general is too fucking expensive, isn't it? That's my take. 13 points for Jack Drury. Cotter, 5 goals, 9 assists. That's not bad. Fabry. Sniper, huh, Robbie? Sniper? Yeah? You big fucking sniper, you? 17 points for Rasmussen. 11 goals, 6 assists for Luotz-Dorinen. 17 points for Evangelista. 15 for Pinto. 10 for Mikheyev. Okay. We need to check a couple of things here. We need to. Blomqvist, by the way, in the AHL, he's not doing too hot. Defensively, nobody stepped up because we don't have anybody to worry about. Everyone's still a depth forward there. Kyle McDonald. That's what he is. Turcotte hasn't stepped up yet. Drury actually dropped, which is interesting. I need to get Ty Dellandrea on a higher line, and I'm pretty sure a straight swap with Drury was the best way to do it. So, there you go. Second line, third line, second line. Let's go Fabry, Pinto, Mikheyev, Evangelista, Rasmussen, Luotz-Dorinen. It might affect Evangelista a little bit, but we're trying to get Fabry cooking a little bit so that he can prove it's worth keeping him around. Right now, as it stands, he is absolutely getting traded at the deadline. But we march and we move. The big moment coming up for us is going to be the draft with all of the picks that we have in place. Again, James Hagens, Porter Martone, Frondell, Ryabkin, Michael Misa. It's a good draft. It's a good draft, and it'll be a limited amount of time to keep certain people around. That's for sure. Damn. Flying from Toronto out to Calgary in 14 hours. Go say hi to Crash Andrews for me. All right, and we have had a god-awful month. That is probably to be expected, though, let's be honest. I've competed more for Canada than Ken Appleby, so I take the pride of North Bay. Fair enough. Let's see. January 1st, 2025. We are 25th in goals for, 28th in goals against. Our special teams are mid at best and bad at worst. Luotz-Dorinen is our leading scorer, which is horrifying. Mikheyev has 16 points. Oh, man. Pinto Bean, 23 points. Jesus. Robbie Fabry scored 2 goals that month as a sniper. Let's just go to the draft, shall we? Because we're definitely trading away some pieces from this team and hopefully being able to do so for a nice horde of draft picks to come. So, yeah, let's get through this as soon as we can. This first season, we're tanking, baby. We're tanking. And, of course, the sooner we get rid of certain people, we can call up guys like Ratu, like Turcotte, and get them that playing time for the rest of the regular season. But, whew, not great. Not great. I'm not surprised, though, to see certain guys like Robbie Fabry just not be able to live up to his archetype. I think it was, 30 wins was the prediction? I don't know if we're hitting that. I don't know if we are. February 1st. The deadline is on the 28th. Franchise Nesky's can actually go a player to a 99. You know what I haven't done yet that I want to do is use the Oilers and just be like, all right, Connor McDavid, how fucking ridiculous can we make you? It's got to, there's fun in that. Oh, man, we are bad. Caden Primo's still been bad. Gustafson's gone up a point at least, but he has a 907. Defensively, Moser, 26 points. Could be worse. 16 for Haig. Sandin's done a bit better so far. Samuelson has dropped from a second pair to... Dude, oh my God. From a second pair defenseman with bouncer to a third pair, showing up as a 79 overall. His morale's not doing too well. Oh, man. Drysdale, however, overall's going up a decent amount. So we're going to put Drysdale back up on that top pairing. Samuelson can suck it. Mikheyev's been awful. Fabry has 8 goals, dude. Okay. I'm just looking at lines that players are supposed to be on here. Okay, everything's fine there. We're probably going to send down Mikheyev. Yeah, let's swap Mikheyev and Evangelista. We'll get Fabry on the other wing. This team is big bad, man. This team is big bad. It's fine, though. To the deadline. Can't wait to sell off most of you for bit parts at this stage. We said it wasn't a draft of glory, but it's going to be pretty close. Oh, man. See how many points McDavid can score from the fourth line every year? Probably not a ton. A lot of that, I think, would depend on coaching. 20 wins. 30 is technically within reach, but I am not holding my breath for that this season. Not at all. Well, we did beat the Islanders 5-0. Take that, Lewis. Lamoriello. Is his full name Lewis? Hold on. Lou Lamoriello. Okay, he is a Lewis. I only ask that because he's old enough that it could just be around the time where it's like, oh, Lou, short for Lewis? No, my parents just named me Lou. That happened all the time. Trade deadline time. We already know what we're looking to do. Sell, sell, sell is the game plan. Again, we do already have 5 first-round picks, and ours is easily the most valuable of the bunch. So, dude, Caden Primo's been so bad. Gustafson still has an extra year left. Primo's deal is up at the end of this year. He has been atrocious. I think we can say he's probably not going to develop. At least he shouldn't. Can I get anything for him? 7th and Grube, pulled Coles and Petrov. I might as well keep him. Might as well. I don't think... Yeah, Blomqvist is still a minor league starter. Tyson Barrie's off to Calgary. Defensively... Oh, that Samuelson contract could be real bad. That could be real bad by the end of it. Wonder if Lou would allow anyone to call him Lewis. Yeah, I got punched out by an old man because I called him Lewis. I can imagine that. All right, we have too many top 4 defensemen. Right? Haig needs to be re-signed. I should have checked to see how much he wanted to re-sign for, but there's no way it can be over 5. Samuelson is already just acting like a real bitch. Like, yes, you're signed, but man, you're already that unhappy. Piss off, then. Piss off. 3rd to 4th, Riley Sheehan. Anthony Mantha, 3rd and the 4th. Mantha might not be the worst. Just see if he could actually score. Wow, Carolina's offering a 2nd-round pick and Gleb. That's a steal. 2nd-round pick for Samuelson. Sorella. 2nd-round pick's pretty common, actually. Finley. You know me, I normally don't like taking prospects away from their teams, but that Carolina deal is just way too good to pass up. We'll see you later, Samuelson. Don't know what Carolina needs with another defenseman, but you go right ahead. You go right ahead. Right wing side. I mean, Blake Wheeler's just kind of chilling. Toropchenko is on the last year of his deal. 26 points in 62 games on the third line. Honestly, not that bad. Not bad at all. He has lost his ability, though, of Total Eclipse. So he's not even going to be worth much. Might as well just leave him. Left wing side, Robbie Fabry. Last year of his deal, 8 goals as a sniper. Piss off. Get out of here. Second round pick from Chicago. It really needs to take player performance into account more in terms of trade. We'll send Robbie Fabry to Chicago. That's fine by me. Rasmussen. You know, Mikey's been okay. 45 points this year in 62 games. It's actually been pretty good. Okay. Luotz-Dorinen's been pretty good too. And both still have term. Mikheyev has been massively disappointing. 27 points. If we play him on the third line, though, we could probably get rid of him next year. So maybe we'll keep him. Wow, Ratu really stepping up. He's been great in the AHL. Shane Pinto, pretty disappointing, but still has a year left. Okay. I think the big one to get rid of was Robbie Fabry. Right, because Ratu and Pinto can stay. There's not much trade value there. Rasmussen, Luotz-Dorinen can stay. We're trying to train these guys up. Mikheyev's not worth much. I think we're good, to be honest. I thought we might blow it up a little bit more than we have. But again, draft pick-wise, 5 first-rounders, 4 second-rounders, 5 third-rounders. Jesus Christ. Can't stop, won't stop with the pick hoarding. And apparently the Rangers have the second most valuable pick that we own, which is kind of nuts. There's really nobody that we'd want. Like no younger players that are just happen to be up on the block that a team's looking to shop. Unless it still exclusively goes by overall, which I think it does. Anaheim, Reimer, McGinn, Sheehan. Yeah, I mean, obviously we can do the more in-depth search for like certain prospects and shit. Like Jackson Blake is there, Jaden Perron, but I think we're good. It was just, for the love of God, get rid of Robbie Fabry. That was the goal of the trade deadline. And it was mission accomplished. Absolutely. So, we'll see. Any blockbusters? No, but Jared Tenorti. Sure, we'll claim Jared Tenorti for the rest of the year. That's fine. To be honest, I might actually need Jared Tenorti to play. Oh, boy. A lot of people aren't happy about the Samuelson trade, but he had to go. Gustafson, Primo, Blomqvist will stay in the AHL. Moser, Drysdale, Sandin, here. Golubeff and Tenorti are about the same, huh? That's not ideal. That's not ideal at all. Not worried about Blake Wheeler. How many forwards do we have here? Maybe I should have traded Mikheyev. Okay, we want to send down Gleb and we want to send down Sorella. We have, room for Alex Turcotte, who has jumped up to third line checking forward. Well, there we go. Big jump up for Turcotte. Sorella's got to go through waivers. That's fine. So Alex Turcotte has made the team at the midway point of the season, or beyond that, and he'll be the one replacing Robbie Fabry. That's pretty nice. So, fourth line. Checking forward, depth forward, fourth line. Technically, Jack Drury could also be on that lower line. I guess we'll give Delandria the higher spot. I mean, 20 points for Drury. Slightly better for Delandria, and he's younger. Third liner, third liner, third liner, third liner, third liner, third liner, second line. Okay. So outside of Pinto, we could go with Turcotte and Evangelista. Go with the kids. We could leave Mikheyev with Rasmussen and Lutzterinen. That's kind of the actual first line. Humble beginnings for a team like this. Good Lord. But, we got a couple of pieces that aren't the worst. Cody Golubuff's in on defense for us. Blue Jackets legend. Our power play. That's not good. Oh, boy. Okay. I think we just gotta roll with that. I mean, Drysdale being there, Pinto, Lutzterinen, and Rasmussen. Pinto at the points, interesting. Turcotte, Mikheyev, Cotter, Paul Cotter has power play time. Let's go. Tights Bob, what's up, man? What's up? Let's see. AHL, best lines. Olesen, Ratu. Let's go Wahlstrom. Just to continue to try to get him to develop. Defense, we had no one on defense. We do not have defensive prospects, so let's not worry about that. But what deals did happen at the deadline? Mastro for Kovacevic, Sean Barons, Jack Johnson goes to Dallas, Frank Petrano to Chicago, defensive Sebastian Aho to Tampa. Danforth and LeBanc to Carolina. So they did end up trading Jackson Blake. Provorov is off to the Kings for a second and a third. Eric Johnson to Toronto. Fraser Minton. Dude, the Leafs love immediately trading Fraser Minton. Nico Hatanen's on the move. Brian Dumoulin to Toronto. Will Borgen to Edmonton. Of course, we sent Fabry to Chicago. Samuelson to Carolina. I got 2 second-round picks, a prospect, and a throwaway. It's not bad. Bo Aki and pulled Colson to Seattle. Ian Cole to Edmonton. Braden McNabb, Zach Whitecloud to New York for a lot. EJ Emery, Brennan Othman. Calgary picks up some defensive prospects from Winnipeg. Okay. So no, major moves, but certainly a couple of decent players involved. Let's get this season over and done with, shall we? Because, season 1, bad. Bad. By design. There will not be playoffs here. I am intrigued to see if we can hit 30 wins now that Turcotte's here, but I'm not holding my breath here for obvious reasons. That said, post-deadline, we lost to Utah on the night, but 3 wins in a row before losing to Colorado. We should hit 30 wins here. We got a month to go in the season. This should be possible. Thanks to the power of Alex Turcotte. Imagine if we get Alex Turcotte to turn into an absolute beast. Man, we are doing so much better without Robbie Fabry and Samuelson. It's not even funny. It is kind of funny. Oh my God. Dude, we can't stop winning games. Post-deadline, we just screwed ourselves out of a top 3 pick is what we did. Alex Turcotte, the anti-tank commander, has absolutely damaged our lottery chances. 33 wins. We're not within striking distance of the playoffs. There's not enough time. Although, man, if there was another month, you never know. Make it 35? No. 34, 42, and 6. We were in tremendous form post-deadline compared to the rest of the season. How about that? Michael Rasmussen, 61 points. 59 for Luke Evangelista. Not bad at all. But yeah, we didn't even finish dead last in our division now because there are 9 teams. We were ahead of the Buffalo Sabres. Playoff-wise, Boston will probably play Detroit. Tampa will play Toronto. We'll see what the playoff matchups end up being. The Bruins did win the President's Trophy. I guess they figured out how to score. We ended up being bottom 5. We finished ahead of 4 other clubs, including a Utah hockey club. Love screwing ourselves out of higher picks, don't we? Oh, we're so good at it. Acquire picks and then botch it. Start off in goal here. Philip Gustafson, good. Caden Primo, not good. Pretty straightforward there. Defensively, JJ Moser, good. Sandin, good. Drysdale, good. A little bit slower in the second half. Nick Hague, my goat. Jordan Harris, Cody Goluboff was actually fine. Right wing side, Evangelista, good. Toropchenko, good. 33 points for a third liner's nice. McDonald, a little bit lower than I want for a fourth liner. Left wing side. Oh my God, Turcotte actually was good. 61 points for Rasmussen, that's great. Luot Storinen, great. Mikheyev, Paul Cotter, good. Yarventi, decent. Turcotte, electric. 16 points in 20 games. Then at center, Pinto, Delandria, Drury, but a good season for Michael Rasmussen, especially at the top there. Let's see how things went league-wide. But, man, Turcotte was great. Scoring actually wasn't that high in Season 1. McKinnon, McDavid, Matthews, Nylander, and Pasternak, the only ones to break 100 points. Goal scoring-wise, 360 goal scorers. Pasta, McDavid, and Matthews. McKinnon was the only other guy to break 50, and he had 56. Defensively, hands down a Norris Trophy for Cale Makar. Yep. He did it. He sure did. The winningest goaltender, Vasilevsky, had Saros, Swayman, Stolars, and Georgiev breaking at least 40 wins. Shutout leader with 6, Jussi Saros. And save percentage, Frederik Andersen. Good Lord. Well, we'll see what happens to him once he gets to the playoffs, right? But yeah, Freddie Andersen might have just won the Vezina. For the rookies, it will probably still go Mac. It might actually go Will Smith because of the plus-minus. But a Shark should be taking home the Calder. Just a matter of which one. Michkov was good. Sasha Chmielewski, a former Shark, 25 years old, ended up making the Islanders in this timeline. And Dustin Wolf, a 908. I don't think that'll be good enough for him to win the Calder, though. So, not by the end of it, a dreadful first season for us. Playoffs end up being Oilers Wild, Kraken Canucks, Preds Knights, Avs and Stars, Bruins Red Wings, Leafs Lightning, Hurricanes, Penguins, Caps, and Islanders. The other matchup currently blocked by the webcam. So let's see how it plays out. Let's see what type of end of season development we got. See who wins all the awards, all that fun stuff. All of that fun stuff. But yeah, no playoffs for us. The AHL team might have made it. We'll find out shortly. Never mind. I guess the season ended at the same time. They did not make it. Damn. Damn. It is what it is. That's all I can say. See, Islanders Lightning for the Eastern Conference Finals. Oilers Stars on the other side. Vernon, good morning to you. You're just in time to witness the Edmonton Oilers winning the Stanley Cup in Season 1. The Ontario Reign take home the Calder Cup. But the Edmonton Oilers win the Stanley Cup in Season number 1. Ooh, I noticed Rasmussen in 86. A sweep of the Islanders. Imagine the New York Islanders making the Stanley Cup final. You never know. You never know. Well, there you go. I mean, of course, an Oilers dynasty would have to begin by beating the New York Islanders in the Stanley Cup final. That's just the way it works. Zach Hyman was a freak. McDavid, dude, Zach Hyman might have won the Conn Smythe. He might have won. What are the Islanders doing there? Ilya Sorokin. That's what they're doing there. Never mind, he was terrible. What are the Islanders doing there? Apparently Brock Nelson said he was mad as hell and he wasn't going to take it anymore. That's what happened. Your award winners. McKinnon wins the Art Ross and the Hart. McCarr the Norris. Pasta the Bing. Will Smith does win the Calder. Zach Hyman wins the Conn Smythe. Vesna the Freddie Anderson, as well as the Jennings. Mikey Anderson the Masterton. Jack Adams to Kapostopoulos. I mean, come on, of course his name's Cap. Selkie winner, Anze Kopitar. Ted Lindsay award to Nathan McKinnon. Rocket Richard to David Pasternak. In the AHL, Budino. Put up the most points. He was also league MVP. Cole Iserman, top goal scorer. Top rookie, Nate Danielson. Defenseman, Alexander Nikishin. Goaltender, the other Matt Murray. And the MVP of the playoffs, Dmitry Yaskin. Okay. Vernon, probably not. Probably not. I don't think they're capable. I don't think they are. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, Moser. Develops Yoink. 87 overall. Rasmussen loses Total Eclipse. Lutzterinen, Gustafson. Evangelista up to an 85. Pinto, Haig, Drysdale got a +4 this year. Not bad from Sandine. Turcotte showing up as an 80. Cotter has lost Silver Truculence. Ratu up to an 80. Don't know if we got as much development as I was hoping. Blomqvist to 78. He's now a backup goalie, so that's good. Stranges looking okay. Okay. I mean, again, we have some decent pieces. We definitely lack a superstar. But that can change here. Thanks to Ripley on the 23 months. Schedule's been poo-poo pee due to fostering kittens and moving into my partner's apartment. So I haven't been able to get stream. So Ripley, first and foremost, you're doing a wonderful thing for the kittens. Appreciate you for that. Congrats on the move. And thank you for the continued support. Although I know that resub is not going to bring me any draft luck. Lottery luck, I should say. Ripley. 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 You're never allowed to leave again. You're never allowed to leave again. You're here now forever. The kittens can go to hell. You're here now. Every night. Let's go. AGM Ripley. Not only do we have the first overall pick, we have the 10th courtesy of Winnipeg and the 14th courtesy of the New York Rangers. Not a bad way to kick off a franchise. Ripley will be locked up in a broom closet. Oh, so James Hagens. I mean, some of you know how I feel about, reusing players that we have used. But that's a pretty good player to reuse. Mark Giordano's gone. Brian Little. Mark-Edouard Vlasic at the end of year one. Anton Strawman. Belmar. Ryan Reeves gone at the end of year one. Brendan Smith. And no goaltenders. Okay. Mark Giordano became a coach, though. We'll have to pay attention to him. We'll see how this plays out. This particular draft. We'll see. We have the right to draft James Hagens. Does anybody else want to trade a pick? No. I would not mind, just to use a different player, I would not mind trading down to take Porter Martone, just as a player I haven't used yet this year, or Michael Misa, for that matter. There is this generated dude as well, Vyacheslav Grachev, who has a Mark-Edouard Vlasic comparison. Hagens is obviously the best player in this draft, though. And in theory, it would be very dumb to pass on him. It would be. But I like doing dumb things from time to time. Are Chicago willing to make a deal that would be worth it to me? The answer is probably no. But if I were to move down a pick, to give them James Higgins and Connor Bedard. I can't guarantee they wouldn't take Martone. Especially because it's like, you don't need a number one center. You have Connor Bedard. Can I really give Chicago James Higgins, though? You know? I don't think I can do that. They don't deserve it. They don't even freaking deserve Connor Bedard. That's right. I said it. Not because the fans aren't awesome. They are. Fans are awesome. The ownership, not great. Oh, but, there was a pass. Don't care. Said what I said. We're going to take James Higgins here, I think. There's no great way. Like, if I could guarantee that Chicago would take front. Actually, Frontel's a center, too. Buffalo, let's talk. Division rivals, the Buffalo Sabres. I would love to deal with James Higgins for the next little bit, i.e. have him completely neutralized because Buffalo does Buffalo things. Are you willing, to give up any... There's no way they're willing to give up that much. But, what if you had a third-round pick to move up 2 spots? Wow, they actually took it. I didn't think they would. Well, we're going to trade James Higgins to Buffalo. Now Chicago's going to get to rip me off for a bunch of third-round picks. If not more. I just got so shafted by the Buffalo Sabres, it's not even funny. Absolutely shafted. I'm at Chicago's mercy here. There's nothing I can do. It's too much to give up. So Buffalo not only managed to fuck themselves, they also managed to fuck me. And handed Chicago James Higgins. Uh-huh. Well, I definitely need a defensive prospect, but I could also very much use a Michael Misa as well, as opposed to Frondell. Utah. Let's talk to Utah. See if I can soften the blow of having to watch the Buffalo Sabres do what they just did. Even if I only get a 4th round pick, Utah, what do you think? Even if I only get a 5th round pick. Oh my God. Dude, wow, they are just, can I get a 6th for God's sakes? Literally 7th rounder, Utah. Give me my own 7th rounder back. Seventh rounder next year. With the 3rd overall pick, we are going to select a player I haven't used yet this year. We are going to go for Michael Misa. Welcome in, Mikey. You were supposed to be Porter Martone with the 3rd overall pick. Instead, it's Michael Misa. Because we have already used Higgins and Frondell in a series. As the Mormons do take Frondell, we do still have the 10th overall pick here. As Logan Hensler's off the board, Roger McQueen, Ilya Ryabkin, Schaefer, Grachev went to Anaheim. All right. Who's available here at number 10? Charlie Trethway, we ended up trading before we actually ended up using him. There's Malcolm Spence. Of course, our scouts were terrible and they weren't even set up. Caleb Denoyer. I mean, Malcolm Spence is a good 1-2 punch with Misa would be pretty good. Or we take Charlie Trethway as the defenseman that we really need. When's our next pick after this? 14. Nobody in between wants to trade. So Spence is definitely going to be gone. But Sasha Boumedienne will be there. As will Luka Radisevich, Sean Aitchison. Okay. So let's go for Malcolm Spence here, and then we'll take a defenseman. So Malcolm Spence of the Erie Otters, welcome in. And we do get the power forward we were looking for. Not Porter Martone, but he and Michael Misa should work together pretty damn well. Ripley, I haven't, actually. I totally forgot that it existed. So Trethway goes to the Sharks. Boumedienne's off the board, Denoyer, and that leaves us at pick number 14, William Moore. We need a defenseman. We'll go for Sean Aitchison. I need a defensive prospect. Badly. Badly. So, Kashan, welcome in. 70 overall. Not bad. Medium top 4, 70 overall. Nashville at 18 is willing to trade their pick. We had pick 29. Radisevich was a little bit better. William Moore was a good pick, but we didn't need him. I want to trade with Nashville. There was another defenseman there. And again, we desperately need defensive prospects. There was a defensive prospect I was interested in. So Dallas at 30. And give up the Boston third rounder. How many third rounders do we have to give up? And another. There we go. First and 2/3. And we are going to take this guy right here, Jackson Smith. Get another big defenseman into the mix. Not bad. This has been a pretty good draft for us so far. I think, taking some people in the expansion draft and then moving on from them immediately was a good way to go. Benax off the board, Zonin, Carbonneau, Rayo Mullen, Jordan Gavin, LJ Mooney, Colin Potter, McKinney, Reshny, and Vilchinski. So who's left for us here at 29? Fair, Ripley. Lyndon Lakovic, who we didn't really get to use. Alex Wong, who we have used a bit this year. Victor Eklund, Jakob Wozniak. Jake O'Brien. I haven't used Jake O'Brien yet. We barely got to use Lyndon Lakovic. He's going to be another left-wing power forward. O'Brien's at least the center. Rasmus Rene, Milton Gastreen. Kind of leaning towards Jake O'Brien here. When's our next pick after this? How soon into the second round? 5th pick of the second. So it's one or the other, unless we trade. I didn't use Lakovic too much last time. Let's go for Lyndon Lakovic. Why not? Get another power forward in the mix. Not bad. Dude, Nashville looking to trade all their picks. I mean, if I can afford to trade up, I might as well. And we have a lot of seconds. I mean, this will look funny. But if I use that. Yeah, I mean, if I use the 38th, it's going to be pretty expensive, actually. Let's hold off. We'll focus on guys that fall to the second round. Smith is off the board. Hamilton. Hamilton would have been nice. Gastreen. Yeah, O'Brien to Philly. I mean, not the first time Philly's drafted a J. O'Brien. Wozniak to the Islanders. Eklund, Wong. Okay. So who do we have available here in the second round? Shane Vansagi. I don't know. Emil Geet. How many left wings do I need in this draft? Victor Klingstill, another defenseman, Owen Conrad. Freddie Merkda, Louis Alex Tremblay, Blake Fiddler. Another defenseman. Let's go for... When's my next pick after this? A little bit down the way. You know, we do have a shortage of right-handed defensemen. Let's go for the Fiddler. Blake Fiddler from the Edmonton Oil Kings. Because I needed a right-handed shot. I'm not even going to bother trading up. We should be fine. Oh, the Grievas. They split up the Grievas. Unbelievable. Oh, my God. The Ravensburgen picked the Tampa. Jesus Christ. I get to deal with Ravensburgen again. I kind of forgot he was going to be drafted that early. But it's not fun to trade up and get everybody all the time. Philip Ekberg, Cameron Schmidt. I mean, God, Lord, knows I need a right-handed shot. Peter Andrianoff, Ekberg, Benjamin Kindle. I'll go for Cameron Schmidt. Why not? Get a right wing in the mix. He's actually not bad. Wasn't even worth necessarily trading up. He was a good player to get at that point in time. Martin's off the board. Kindell's off the board. Ekberg. Both Ekbergs. Andrianoff is still there. But we did use him last time. So I'm probably going to look elsewhere. Again, we know how good of a draft we could have. Let's have some fun. Ruslan Karamov. Haven't used him yet. Mason Fleece. I hate your parents. I hate your parents for the way they spelled that. I can't stand them. Now, could you say we actually used Gabriel Daig in a series this year? Technically, we kind of did, but kind of didn't. We haven't necessarily used Jack Ivankovic, though. Also Carson Cameron later on, Sean Carrier, Nathan Lecomte. When's our next pick after this? Oh, man, let's go. Okay. Let us go. Good old Mason Fleece. Or we could go for Karamov. Fleece could at least play in the AHL. So Mason Fleece, come on down, buddy. Medium 9, 65. That's not too bad, I guess. What are our picks in the third round? Very, very early. Okay. So... because of that, and the fact we're almost to the end of the round, I should be okay here. Washington takes Andrianoff. That's fine. We will also take Karamov. I haven't used him yet. Another medium 9, 67. That's not bad. And then pick 67. Start of the third round. It's Daig or Ivankovic. Do I want to use Gabriel Daig again? We haven't used Jack Ivankovic. Dude, Daig is fucking huge, though. 6'5". That's tough. Why not both, one could say. And that's what I'm going to say. Gabriel Daig, welcome in. 65 high starter. And Jack Ivankovic, welcome in. Why not both? Why not both? And then next up, we'll take another defenseman, Carson Cameron, because, again, we desperately need defensemen. And after that, we will go... ooh, Sean Carrier, Nathan Lecomte. Have I used Lecomte? I don't think so. Carrier is at least already dual position. Compte, though, potential X. I don't believe it, though. No, let's take Sean Carrier. I don't think I've used him yet. He's fine. He's fine. Way down to pick 104. Like I said, I'm not worried about getting every single great player. We've already had a ridiculous draft without having to do anything. Jonathan Prudhomme. Jonathan, my prude homie. You might be the guy. It's you. I mean, with a name like that, he has to be the guy, right? It's another defenseman, too. Sorry to Jack Nesbitt. But old JPH. My prude homie. What a fucking surname that is. How have I not seen that player before? 5th round. Who do we have? Tyler Hopkins. Travis Hayes. Another right wing wouldn't be the worst. Cole Temple. Carter Bear. Owen Griffin. Snake Griffin. Well, it certainly looks like we're taking him forward. Got Bear and Temple, both dual position. That's nice. Or we just go for Tyler Hopkins because he's at the top of the list. Let's see. Cash Koch. That mustache is, that's something. That's a guy that's grown up watching OG Kevin Bacon streams on Twitch right there. I mean, Cash Coke, I think it is, as opposed to Koch. What a fucking name, though. We're going with old Cash Money. Medium bottom 6. There we go. And that is our final pick of the draft, which I am okay with. I think we did clearly very, very well for ourselves, utilizing the expansion draft to our advantage. We have very much followed the Tampa Bay. The hell did Tampa come to mind? Am I having a stroke? We followed the Vegas playbook. Hopefully them follow the Tampa Bay playbook of winning cups, I guess. Very much followed the Vegas playbook of I guess maybe because I was thinking like Tampa was one of the teams that maybe didn't do so hot. There were a lot of teams that didn't do so hot in the Vegas draft, though. Taking advantage of, hey, basically give us picks or we're taking this player. We don't have too much to worry about, but it is worth noting. Again, the maximum salary we are allowed to sign someone for is 6% of the salary cap, which right now, not that we're going to sign, oh my God, Caden Primo to that much money. I forgot it ends up doing the super skip. 6% of the cap at this moment in time is at most $5.675 million. That is the maximum contract that we can hand out to somebody. I think we'll be able to afford everybody here, which is nice. But eventually, once certain players develop, Michael Misa, Malcolm Spence, we are going to have these guys for a limited amount of time. Like, once they hit their full potential, unless we sign them the good deals, man, they're going to be gone. And that's going to be a tough couple of losses.